Hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Bruda podcast. I'm Alex,
Eric.
and man, the weather is pretty good right now, man.
I can't be too sure, so I think we're gonna have to go to our main man, the Weatherman.
Ooh, that's right. Now, the weatherman is reporting out of Manchester, and I believe he's just cracked the case on the newest and most hot upcoming summer sport trends. Weatherman, what do you got for it?
So it was a tough choice between soapbox racing and the super retrieval dog series. But I'm going to have to go with the retrievers because they're good old boys.
The goodest.
The best. And so let me just describe this program to you all.
Mm-hmm.
You get your classic hunter sitting on a bench, not actually using a real gun, but like they are hunting dogs and retrieval dogs.
Okay.
And I actually think they use a laser to mark the dog or mark the stuffed ducks. But I'm not entirely sure how the dog is like, I gotta go get that particular duck because they're really good, and I'm assuming they're just smart boys. But it's an hour and a half of just dogs picking things up in a field, and it's fantastic.
And
I have to say, do you have any favorites right now in the standings?
I think my favorite's Buck. Buck is always just a good dog. He's top tier. He also has the longest jump standing right now.
Now that's impressive.
So Jonah, if you were a long-standing retrieval dog, long-jumping retrieval dog, what would be your retrieving technique? Let's get our listeners into the mindset of one of these retrievers.
So
keep in mind there is delicious polyethylene-filled stuffed duck at the end of this for you.
That's true.
Yeah.
A wise man once said that you gotta just kind of imagine yourself flying through the air. Like, you could ask yourself, what is the dog thinking while he's in the air? It's tough to ask the dog that. But I'm pretty sure all the dog is thinking about is that polyester duck. So, you're crouched on the platform, getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Shaking a little bit, twitching a little bit, nose is smelling. Your best human companion blows the whistle, and you just pray to God that you get that duck as you throw yourself off the edge into the water. It's really all about the
swim out there. I thought it was a field.
Well, my bad. There's two competitions.
Oh boy.
So the first competition is the field duck retrieval, where the dude the owner sits in a chair, literally has a plastic gun, points it at the duck, and the dog gets that particular duck. Competition number 2 is essentially they long jump into a giant pool after another rubber duck. And so the owner...
Sounds amazing.
It's so good. Highly recommend.
And you're saying as a retriever, your strategy would be just go really fast.
Just go really fast.
Unless there's a squirrel.
Oh, squirrels are off the category. I don't think there'll be squirrels around just because I'm around.
Oh, that's true.
If there was a squirrel, because if there was, I do love squirrels.
Well, I'm just so fast, I could get the squirrel and then get the duck.
That's pretty fast. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
I've been persuaded.
Sorry, guys. I was just looking at a squirrel for the last 10 seconds. I thought...
Oh, it's understandable.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair.
Oh.
Jonah, thank you for the latest breaking news in Manchester, New Hampshire.
It's been hot here, but these good old boys keep us going.
It's all about fake duck hunting. What do you think? What do you make of that, Eric?
Well, I think it's the future. Why not? It should be. I mean, everyone knows your pupper's got to be a working pupper. No days off for our puppers around here.
The world's ending. Your dog's got to get some food for you.
Exactly. I want my dog to provide for me, especially in these hard times.
Yeah.
So, I think it's great that we're training our dogs to help us survive in the upcoming, bad times. So, it's great sport, and I want to see these dogs go far, especially Buck. He sounds like a good character.
Who knows? First ducks, maybe soon malted beverages.
Ooh.
Now you're
By
speaking our
trained
language.
dog. Yeah. All right,
All
Eric,
right.
you ready to blast your way into today's main topic?
You know what? I'm ready. I'm ripping, tipping to be ready.
All right. Let's quick draw this bad boy. Pew pew.
Okay. I got first thing I'm gonna say is
Mhm.
what would this topic's favorite malted beverage be?
Oh, without a doubt, the most commonly used malted beverage with this item has got to be. I gotta go with Bud
Ooh.
Light.
Bud Light.
Bud
Ooh,
Light.
ooh, hold on. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say canoe beer.
No, definitely not canoe beer. Definitely Bud Light.
So this topic is a Bud Light kind of guy. All right.
Oh yeah. It
Um.
loves not setting them up and knocking them down.
Okay, that's fair. Which year out of 2006,
Mm-hmm.
1892,
Mm-hmm.
1417,
Mm-hmm.
and 3004? Like, which year of those four? Which one is its favorite?
Gotta be 2004 because it didn't exist. It was first produced in 1935.
Okay.
So it didn't exist for those other years. So probably 2004. Although
All
I
right, that makes sense. I
doubt
can
that
understand.
it's that popular still.
This might be a good one, but
Although it's still in production, they still make them.
all right, so it's a fairly old one. I mean, if it's old, I gotta ask it. I mean, where does it fall on the koala bear to polar bear index?
Koala bear, but I think if any of those animals had this object, you would be probably even more afraid of them.
Oh, geez, wow. That's got potential. So I guess that really only brings up this one question that's really
All right, yeah, one
really
last
important.
question. Yeah.
And that would be who would this topic
Mm-hmm.
take out to a fine Italian cuisine with hopes of spending their lives together afterward in a nice, beautiful Italian wedding and growing old with
Definitely an FBI agent.
an
Now,
FBI agent. Do you have a
lots of
specific one?
people. No, but I do have a specific general. General George Patton had an ivory one, which he considered his killing gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a gun that's used to kill elephants?
No, it is much smaller than that. Today's main topic is the Smith & Wesson Model 27 double action Magnum revolver.
Oh, it's a Magnum. Okay,
The original revolver chambered in 357 Magnum.
very classy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh, so you said Pan had a ivory, finish on it. I definitely recall those pictures of a nice ivory like handle.
Now, FBI agents only have a 3.5-inch barrel length. Okay, so in bed, but they did very popular with FBI agents through the 40s and 60s. So probably used for a bunch of horrible, nefarious things. Well, there's no safeties on it. The only safety is not pulling the hammer back, and as a matter of fact, they're notorious for their lack of safeties. Double action revolvers. And so cowboys only carried 5 rounds, although this is a much later revolver, right? But you only really want to carry 5 rounds in these because you want the hammer to rest on an open chamber.
Wow. Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, that's the safety. The safety is resting the hammer on an open chamber because they are, I mean, the Colt Peacemaker is known to. Well, Patton also had a Colt Peacemaker, but like those sort of revolvers are known to be pretty unreliable in that like they don't have any safeties. The safety is not putting your finger on the trigger.
Jeez, and that's something else. I mean,
Also in 54 they have a highway patrolman variety. So that's like back in the good old days, the 70s cops. smoking their cigars and pulling out their revolvers.
And wearing only Hawaiian shirts and
Yeah, that's how the cops were back then.
obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, they had cool sunglasses to ward off all those crime doers with their good looks.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It was really about the stylish shades back then.
As being from that time, I can wholeheartedly agree. It's all about.
Wasn't Revolver a song by the who wrote the song Revolver? Speaking of our main topic,
I don't know. I mean,
Jonah, you remember who wrote Revolver? Was it John Lennon or somebody?
It sounds like a Lennon song.
Sounds like a Beatles song. Right?
It could have been, actually. Revolver is a Beatles song.
Yeah, it's by the Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this I forget what was the actual name of this revolver again?
The Smith & Wesson Model 27.
Model 27. Is that
your standard revolver?
Is that used in Russian roulette?
I mean, you could play Russian roulette with it, but don't because you'll die.
Oh. Well,
that's how Russian roulette works.
I mean, hey, either you win the champion or go home the loser.
Let's hope that sport doesn't pick up down in Manchester.
Well, it is almost fireworks season.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, hey, we've talked about the main topic as much as we're going to talk about.
Oh, we need to change, feel the wind on our sails and set course for the swashbuckling sea that is our next segment, original content. What do you think, Eric?
I mean, I think that would be great. Maybe we should check in with the actual real specific happenings of Manchester and do a deep dive into this so-called firework season that is Manchester.
I mean, we can ask about that. Jenna, what's up?
Yeah.
So, it is New Hampshire. It is the live free or die state.
Mm-hmm.
So, fireworks, legally natural. That made no sense.
As all things should be.
I planted my fireworks kind of late because the growing season isn't very long. But the Freedom rockets are just coming up here. They're just starting to peek through, and I don't think we're ready for it.
Creeping in.
Yeah, my Patriot bombs 2.0 are just starting to bud, so it might be a little late for those.
There's a little cabin past the Shooter's Outpost in Manchester that sells bundles and bundles of fireworks. And they have one of those giant inflatable gorillas out front.
Ooh.
And I've never not seen 40 cars in their parking lot.
Are those fireworks locally sourced? That's what we want to know. Because Eric and we barely harvested our first batch of Roman candles, but down in Manchester, I know it's a more temperate climate.
It is. I really hope so. And honestly, I've never stepped foot inside the sketchy shack with the gorilla out front. But they seem like responsible people, so I'm going to say they are locally sourced.
That's good. I mean, I'm a big free range firework kind of guy, so
free range rocket.
Yeah, I hope that they're treating their rockets, with the utmost care.
Well, they're going off almost every single night. Actually, you may hear some in this podcast because it is getting dark out, and everyone knows fireworks work best at night. Yeah,
once it gets dark, the current weather climate in Manchester, you're telling me, is the Freedom Thunderstorm?
Yeah, the Freedom Thunderstorm and Ashy.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the explosions rain down ash.
That's part of the Freedom Thunderstorm, is the ash rain afterwards.
I was gonna say it's the sort of the fallout, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. It leaves a nice coating on top of your car that you got to dust off in the morning.
Yeah, and the smoke cloud kind of obscures vision. It
kills all the mosquitoes, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now that's lucky, because man, there's some mosquitoes down here.
Skeeters.
Dang skeeters.
Do you know where there aren't mosquitoes?
What was that?
Do you know where there aren't mosquitoes?
I think the only place that there aren't mosquitoes is on the old 7 seas.
Arr, the high seas.
Yarg.
Yo ho ho.
Now, we just heard all of the great happenings of Manchester from our Manchester correspondent, Jonah. And now we are going to set sail onto the mystical, magical world of metal pirates. and that's our genre that was suggested to us from last week's episode. So Alex and I have been tasked with coming up with original songs that fit the genre of heavy metal pirate.
Absolutely. Eric, you ready to go first and show us how it's done?
I don't know. This is
I am definitely not.
well, I think I'll get the music up in here.
Okay.
Yar yo ho ho. I matey, it's time to go.
Arr!
Now I be living that pirate life on the golden seven seas. But everybody know what I want the most in the world is the golden doubloon. Doom doom. Yar har har, and don't put that treasure chest. Bury it deep. No, yo ho ho ho. You gotta invest your gold doubloons in the stock market or two, and that's what I say, because that's what you do with your gold doubloons. And everybody knows that you need the financial support, port. So dock your ship and pull it into port. You're gonna put them gold doubloons away, and you're gonna live the financial way. So come on, let's go invest your gold doubloons. You're not gonna let the Kraken come and eat all your stuff. Everybody knows. You got the gold doubloons. So when you come, you gotta bring your golden doubloons and your social security number. And then we'll set up a nice portfolio for ya. Come on, the parents will tell ya, and it's apparent for ya. You need to invest your gold doubloons. You don't want to keep it locked away, cause that's just gonna stay. You need that Roth IRA. Yard.
Oh, is that everything?
Sure.
All right. Well, kill the music so I can discuss the efficacy of, first of all, that brilliant message. I think that the MACC is totally going to be over the moon with such smart pirate investing tips.
Remember, I mean, you don't want to leave all of your gold in one spot, so you got to diversify your treasure chests and, put it in a nice savings account so it can accumulate interest.
No, absolutely. I also have a pretty good song. Jonah, what were your thoughts on that one while I get ready?
I am totally going to pretend I heard every single word you said, and well done. It was very impressive. I really like the guitar riffs and the screaming. Probably my favorite part.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, it's a pirate's life for us.
It's a pirate's life for us. I think I'm ready.
All right.
Pirate metal pirates. Let's do this.
That's us.
That's
us.
I'm
getting the beat going for you, buddy.
All right. Pirates. You can't trust me. I'm a dirty pirate. 1 + 1, it must equal 3. Arr. There's a couple things you can't trust. Pirates. Farts. You can't trust a pirate, or he'll steal your heart. Whatever you do, don't trust the fart. Before we'll come and we'll totally pillage. We'll impart terror on your village. Pirates. My song is so good. The next song. Pirates. That's all I got. Not, it's about not trusting two things in this world. And all the words that rhyme with heart. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because I know if you're above 10,000 feet, you're never supposed to trust a fart.
Mm-hmm.
So who knew it was the same thing about pirates?
Exact same thing about pirates. Yeah.
I mean, when you're on the 7 deadly seas, you can't trust a fart.
Yeah. So anyway, I need people to vote down in the comment section. They need to plant some homegrown rockets launch their fireworks into the comment section, and right across the beautiful dark page, if you're in night mode, don't know if that exists.
Probably not.
Right out with beautiful fireworks who the winner was. And Jonah, what sort of bet should we make this week?
Ooh, I think the loser has to eat peanut butter.
I mean, peanut
For
butter's
their-
delicious.
For their next song, though, they have to sing their next song while eating
peanut butter?
While eating peanut butter.
I like it.
I mean, I'm in.
I
Could
think
be
to
it.
make it even spicier, you have to eat the peanut butter like without a utensil, just with your hand.
Oh, obviously.
Okay,
How else do
sure.
you
It
eat peanut
needs
butter?
a handful of peanut butter, whoever's the least piratey of those two songs.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Right. Perfect. Remember the judging criterion, because my song was bad.
Hey, it's okay, because last week, your song was really good last week, Alex, but
Thank you.
I believe you got the vote from at least one of our viewers.
Oh, I think you're right. I think Carl said something along the lines of, I think Alex wins because he made me laugh harder, but also his song was worse.
Although he did say something about us coming together to create a
Oh,
masterpiece.
yeah, that's what it was. It was because we came together in the second half of my song to create a masterpiece.
Of course.
Speaking of masterpieces, you know what's always a brilliant segment?
Is it questions from the internet?
Oh, it's questions from the internet.
What a segue. Let's go. You got
Oh,
one?
yeah. Faster than my pirate ship. Oh, I have one right here for you. Jonah, Weatherman, is anyone else paying attention to the Paverstone competition heating up on News 12 New Jersey? That's
Ooh.
Bart Slotis at Hollinger Hans.
Now, before you actually tell me what this is, are they just hucking paver stones down the road?
I don't know. That's all we have. I
Okay.
have no idea what this
Okay.
competition is.
I'm gonna pretend
I'm
it's
not
just a
paying
bunch
attention.
of burly dudes throwing
Mm.
paving stones.
In which
Is
case
that
the
the-
answer must be yes.
Obviously,
I mean, I would like to see that. So
right?
why not?
So I think what we have to report back to Hollinger Haas here is that Hans, my bad, is that I'm going to be paying attention now because I hear those guys are ripped.
I mean, you got to be if you're hucking paver stones.
I mean, the paver put, first of all. But there's probably like more than one competition. It's probably like how fast can you lay them? How many can you heave, right? Like I'm assuming it's the woodsman's days of paver stones.
And where was this? New Jersey?
Yeah, this is News 12 New Jersey. So all of our listeners out there, go hit up News 12 New Jersey and find out what a paverstone competition is.
Well, like you were saying, it's like the woodsman, but in New Jersey, it's a little known fact that there are no woods because New Jersey is terrible.
That's true. There's only
That's
gardens.
fair.
There's only garbage and rocks.
And we also know that since there's no shade, those paver stones are definitely heating up.
I mean, they're definitely getting hot and steamy.
They're a little
in the sun,
spicy when
yeah.
you toss them.
Mhm.
It makes sense that you got to be ripped, and it's probably just a game of hot potato. They're throwing the paver stones back and forth.
Hot paverstone hot potato. I want to watch that. So the answer is now we are so intrigued.
We're coming at you.
More.
Yeah,
All right, New Jersey News 12 is gonna be heating up.
it's the place to be. I think they have a Facebook page. Just everybody go there and check it out.
Just swamp them and demand more paver stone competition.
Yeah, I spent 5 minutes trying to figure out what a paverstone competition was. I could not.
Maybe it's people actually like paving a road and it's a competition.
Maybe. Is it
I
to
doubt
get
it.
the nicest looking patio? That's what I assume.
Oh, that could be it.
I know our patio gets hot. All
Our
right,
patio
Eric,
is steaming. All right.
you got another question from the internet?
Yeah, I do have one right here. So this is a pretty thought-provoking one.
Mhm.
And you really gotta realize what sort of time we are in, because the user Coulter Miner is asking us what would make the second half make up for the first half of 2020. Okay, so this person doesn't know English too well, but they're asking us what would have to happen to make up for the first half of 2020.
Oh, so you were actually reading it. They just said that you weren't stuttering.
No.
It's worried you
Oh.
might have had a stroke.
Yeah, I agree with Jonah.
Does
I'm
anyone
pretty
smell
sure
coke?
Eric was having some problems over there. I assumed he had been doing too much bouldering, and he was just so pumped he couldn't even his jaw was pumped.
There's just too much chalk dust up in my face.
He's gone blind. He can barely read.
Yeah, that's it.
Being a little
Let's see.
cross-eyed.
Yeah, so with the first half of 2020, because we are officially halfway through the year now.
Mhm.
Shit.
Yeah, halfway through
Shit.
2020. So, the first half has been pretty not great. You had Australia on fire, imminent World War III, coronavirus. That's really
This
happening.
may sound bad, but hear me out.
Okay.
You ready, Eric?
Yeah.
The only thing that can happen in the rest of 2020 is disastrous calamity, right? At least from an outwardly perspective. So here's what I'm thinking. Canada invades. Now, I know they don't have to make it very far to get to us, and then we're free.
That is true.
I mean, I'm
And
just
then
saying, I'm not fighting our northern neighbors.
we could just be assimilated in there.
Can we just like vote out to join Canada? I'll try my best to learn French.
Come on.
Je ne
You
sais
can speak
Québécois.
English.
I'm sorry, is this Canada place you talk about? Northern Australia?
Yeah,
no.
more or less. I think
Basically.
the two are in the same. You got the southern
Yeah.
Canada and the northern Australia.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
sure. I would say they're interchangeable. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? So yes, I think Canada,
Which
if it takes over the world, that would
unfortunately
be.
means it may be a little on fire when we get with the Australia Canada.
I'd rather have some fire than,
But
the rest.
just saying.
So that makes sense. Well, I guess Canada's a pretty cool place, but I gotta say, when I first heard this question, stuttered to oblivion. The first thing I could think of
was liver failure. You were like, this man's liver is failing him.
Well,
he needs a liver transplant. That'll make up for it.
No, I was thinking the real way to get this would just be free ice cream.
Ooh.
So I can just be sitting here and I can just think to myself, I'm like, man, I really could go for some ice cream right now. And then poof, ice cream popped up with a nice cold glass of chalky milk on the side.
Ooh,
I'm loving the chalky milk.
Like,
Jonah, how much ice cream, let's say the good stuff, Ben and Jerry's, would I have to
obviously
give you over the course of the rest of this year to make up for all the bad stuff that's happened so far?
A lot. I hope you're ready to deliver all the ice cream.
Gallons, koala bears, polar bears.
Oh yeah, are we talking?
Oh yeah, we're a bear-centric podcast now, right?
Probably about 1,700 bears worth of ice cream.
Well, what type of bear?
Obviously polar bear, the superior bear.
1,700 polar bears worth of ice cream.
Yeah, I eat a lot of ice cream.
I think you could fill a couple Olympic-sized swimming pools with that.
I'm a dense boy. I like my ice cream.
That's fair. See,
That's a lot of ice cream. I feel like it would start going bad if you got a polar bear every week. Although you said 1,700, so if you got 1,000 polar bears, 500 polar bears worth of ice cream every week.
Sounds great.
Obviously, what would you do with that ice cream?
So you're thinking about this too literally. So I would take all the ice cream I didn't eat and just dump it into the ocean to start freezing and cooling the ocean.
Oh, and then we fix global warming.
Yeah, forever, damn it.
Oh, sounds reasonable.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Double whammy.
Global whammo? I gotta say, for me, I would love a maybe 2 koalas a week.
Yeah, probably
right.
1 koala a week is enough ice cream for me.
Yeah, but it's been a rough first half of the year, so I got to make up for it.
Okay. So the answer, who's this question coming from?
This is the user, the Coulter Miner, and obviously they're I'm gonna check in on their health.
Well, first of all, they might just have a speech impediment, which is understandable.
Because, and I quote, what would make the second half make up for the first half of 2020?
Perfect.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
So we're thinking Canada invades and gives everybody ice cream.
Yeah. Canada says you guys don't have enough koalas worth of ice cream, so a koala of ice cream for every person in. Let's not get too greedy here. Just where we live.
Yes,
Okay,
just us.
No, don't get any more south than Manchester.
I accept these terms.
And honestly, if Canada has to lose BC for this, I mean, so be it.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
All right.
Probably loaded with coronavirus up there.
I
it's
mean,
right near Seattle. Just saying.
Yeah. Are there any other scoured questions from the gardens?
I think they're out. It's low tide in the question internet today.
It is, and all the fireworks are sort of taking over and infesting our beautiful question gardens.
That's right.
So
which means I think you know what time it is, Eric.
Well, I think it's time to wrestle up some dirty marbles and ride those babies for miles as we race our bulls to the finish line.
Just like the pioneers did.
Oh, you know it. So, of course, it's time for professional bull racing and marble riding.
Let's get the professional bull racing out of the way first. Hit me with it.
All right. So in the PBR, we just got it's a little bit more of the Monster Energy Team Challenge. So in Division B, we're wrapping up this division, and Team Pendleton Whiskey comes back and just destroys everyone.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
How badly did they destroy my team, Team Caterpillar?
Okay. Really badly.
Oh, bummer.
So Team Caterpillar has not won yet.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So the average points they're pulling are roughly 250.
That's Caterpillar or Pendleton?
Caterpillar.
Okay, that's a lot of points. Okay.
Pendleton, on the other hand, has 1,250. So there's a little discrepancy there.
Yeah, no, Pendleton's doing really well. Congratulations to them.
Oh yeah, they really added some monster rides this past weekend.
Probably because all the Monster Energy drink they've been drinking.
Oh yeah, so it's starting to look like it's not official yet, but for the playoffs in Division B, we're gonna have Pendleton Whiskey, Team Ariat, and the Team Boot Barn, which of course leaves Team South Point, Lucas Oil, and Cat just scrambling.
Wow.
So
good.
Yeah, your boys at Caterpillar are they're left in the dust. Those bulls really don't like the mechanic bulls that are sponsoring them. Yeah,
they really don't like the job insecurity that Caterpillar Tractors brings to the bull ring.
And I gotta say, Lucas Oil, they just they slicked up the bulls too much, and the riders were flinging right off.
Ooh, bummer.
So
how is my I'm Legit 2 going?
I'm Legit 2 is actually he's hanging in there. He's sitting at 8th place, and believe it or not, what
is that up a place? 8th place of how many bulls?
Oh, a lot. There's 50 bulls. So come on,
baby.
He's doing well. But unfortunately enough, air support somehow still is in the lead.
Oh my god. Wait, didn't he die?
Yes, posthumously, he is still the number 1 bull.
Gosh, what a bull. Truly
he was that strong, and he's still staying up at the leaders.
All the EPO in his bloodstream, really. I mean, that puts up a mutant performance.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But nothing too crazy happening in the professional bull riding world. So
also, the toxicology reports are classified.
Yes, definitely have nothing going on with certain people doing certain stuff.
Correct. So speaking of no shady activity, remember last week we already had event 1. Now we're on to event 2, the half pipe of the Marble League. Okay. And in the half pipe, you launch down into the half pipe and you have to stay up for as long as possible. And in the first round, we saw a new Marble League world record set by the Crazy Cat's Eyes. But then you know who followed them up with some pretty, I would say, dirty and underhanded shoving tactics? The O-Rangers, who upset them for another world record.
Really?
Not only did they have the fastest first run, they came back and had it's the longest because it's the longest amount of time in the half pipe. They also stayed in that half pipe for the longest on run 2, firmly cementing them first place.
They're good. What can I say? I trained my boys right.
They're clearly experimenting with extra grippiness on their marbles. The Savage Speeders decided that it was a speed event and finished it as fast as possible, putting them just behind the Oceanic, just above the Oceanics, and 15th of 16th. The Balls of Chaos, we said it was a down week after they got in second last week. We said it'd be a down week this week, 13th. And the Raspberry Racers, we held on. It was 2 mediocre runs, putting us in 9th.
Hey,
bad tactics out of Razzie. I really thought Razzie would be able to use some better tactics, but the downward dive to try and keep one marble up while sending the other 3 down to the end of the half pipe was really not a great strategy. It was a bold, but unfortunately bad strategy.
That's fair. I mean, hey, all I gotta say is them O-Rangers.
I mean, they got that grippy orange skin. I think they got. I heard they had illegal orange oils on them.
No, never. I mean, come on. It's not like my browser history has weird connections on the dark web to strange underground new material testing or anything.
Okay, thank goodness, because we wouldn't want. Probably, if they had it, it would be undetectable anyway, right?
Obviously, but they don't have it for sure.
The Raspberry Racers drop 2 positions, and the O-Rangers, with that gold medal, move up 8 places to second place in the overall standings.
Let's go!
Wow.
It's looking to be a very exciting year in the Marble League.
Balls of Chaos it's going to be an exciting Marble League. We got plenty of events to go. Balls of Chaos smack bang in the center at 8. Raspberry Racers, O-Rangers, like usual, pulling for those top spots. So, no, the Savage Speeders are doing terrible. They are in last. Come on, Speeders, you're better than that.
Let's go, Speeders. Pick it up.
Well, we haven't had any true speed events yet. They are quite the fast marble.
All right. I think I hear the dinner bell a-dinging.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that we're getting a little late on this bad boy, and it's time to wrap up.
Thank our sponsors.
Also, our wonderful correspondent,
Weatherman.
Oh, so glad to be here. Sorry, I was a little late. Work land on.
Hey, at least you're working.
Late. That's the beauty of podcasts.
They do now.
Do you have any sponsors to thank, Jonah?
I really like this taco that's sitting next to me, and I've slowly been munching on. I'm just gonna thank this taco.
Thanks,
taco.
Brought to you by Slowly Munched On Taco in Manchester. Thank you, Taco.
This week's podcast was brought to you by R, which rhymes with bar, and presumably other words.
But not really.
I mean, presumably.
And
turns out songs are hard.
This podcast is also provided by Dogs and Ducks. We'll be retrieving and we'll be getting them good old-fashioned polyurethane ducks.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Paverstone competition. Oh, it's heating up in that afternoon sun. Yowza.
As always, we would love to thank Homegrown Hops. More. Soon we will all be homegrown hops.
And that's it for episode
Quattro.
Episode numero quattro of Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. Remember, the Little League fields, and they need to stay good through all of the summer ball that's not being played due to coronavirus. So get out there and get mowing. That grass is a-growing.
Someone's got to do it.
And go send all of those sick new routes that you've been confined to doing out on the boulder fields because you can't get into the climbing gym. With that, I'm Alex.
I'm Eric.
And for the love of God, man.
Just Sandy.
Okay, that spider is very big. I have a very big spider in my house. Sweet.
Well, that's fun.
Spiders are friends.
I mean, it's not like ginormous, but
not foes. Is it like is it a shed wolf spider big yet?
No, it's not wolf spider big yet.
Oh man, those
It's big for a not wolf spider though.
I was gonna say the ones in the shed are getting bigger and bigger. I
Are
think they
they?
might be eating the mice.
I gotta finish eating my tacos, so I'll listen to it then.